What's going on, guys? Captain Rick. It's Saturday, September 13th, and we just got done with our morning trip. Man, this is how stager fishing is supposed to be. We left the dock about 5:30, 5:45, went out in the dark, set up in about 35, 40 foot of water. It was game on from right in the dark to when we landed our 12th salmon, which it's 10:56. We've been sitting here at the dock for a half hour shooting the bull with Jonathan from Mr. Sport Fishing, who ran the other boat for us. Um, Cleaned fish for a half hour, 45 minutes. Um, Took us till 10 to get our dozen, but we had close to 30 bites today. Absolutely unbelievable fishing. 35 to 50 foot of water. The fish were absolutely loaded in there. Keeping our riggers, first thing in the morning, they were a little bit higher in the water column, but as right about 8 o'clock, things really started to get tougher. Those fish started to drop to the bottom, and you had to have your riggers within 5 foot of the bottom, or else you weren't going to get bit. Same thing with your divers, and that's where the smart troll came into play as well. First thing in the morning, this thing right here was an absolute stud. This is a Wonder Bread Smartfish with a glow blue hammer. That was really good. We had this on the 150 copper. This took a few bites. Green hammer, glow green hammer with a Marvis Big Fatty. That took a handful of bites. But really, the good outside of this right here, white fish paddles with meat. They were the men. We had those on the out and downs. Again, keeping them really close to the bottom. Those things just kept going all day long. We tried a few different white ones and it didn't matter. Did have this on the center rigger, back 20, and kept that near bottom. That took a few nice fish as well. We had one or two 150 copper shots. I think we had two 150 Morgan's Tackle copper shots. Nothing on a 5 color, nothing on a 3 color. There was a ton of fish porpoising, jumping around. That's how you know there's a lot of stagers around, is when you're seeing that first thing in the morning. But that went through about 7:30, 8 o'clock. We were seeing these fish porpoise, jump. There's a ton of boats out there, and they started to scatter at about 8 o'clock, 9 o'clock. It didn't look like too many guys were scooping fish. We passed a lot of boats within, talking distance, and there wasn't a whole lot of nets getting waved. Talked to a few buddies that were struggling, gave them a few tips, and they were able to get some rods moving. Divers today, 55 to 60 was really good on a 3 setting. And then later in the day, when we had to get closer to the bottom, we were scooting them out to like 70, 75, 80 to get those closer to the bottom. Again, that was with our smart troll showing us where our divers were at. So that was key. Pretty much that was it today. Just riggers and divers did most of the damage for us. And our guys they struggled on the rods a little bit. So it took us quite a few bites to get our dozen. It was really cool sitting in the dark and just listening to the reels start screaming line off. So I probably would have left a little earlier if I could do it all over again, just because usually we don't get a ton of bites in the dark, but we did very well in the dark this morning. That's pretty much it, guys. That's our last trip on Lake Ontario in the big boat for this year that we have scheduled. Got a few things coming up in the next few weeks to keep me busy, so I will not be running the big boat. But starting in October, we'll get the small boat out on Oneida. We've got 1 or 2 weekends left available for fall walleye on Oneida Lake. Other than that, that's it for salmon fishing and salmon reports for this season. It was a good season. It wasn't a great season. It kind of finished pretty good, I would say, but there was not a ton of mature fish around most of the spring and summer, but we were lucky that we had a lot of Atlantics. We had some great brown trout fishing, and the steelhead fishing offshore here is unbelievable right now. So it's funny how that all works when you look at it. You've got other fish that kind of step up when when mature fish are not around. But there looks to be a good crop offshore of immature fish, and we took a lot of skippies this year. So hopefully the next few years will be very, very good here on Lake Ontario. We want to thank everybody that fished with us this year. You guys were great. Even if we did beat you up a little bit on the boat, I apologize if maybe I took that a little too far sometimes, but it's all in fun. I mean, would you rather be getting yelled at by your wife? All right, guys, enough rambling. That's it. Rigged cut bait today was the star, and flies close behind that. So if you are looking to get in on this action, it's going to be around for a few more weeks. I don't think all the ports are firing. I know the East End's got some good bites, a good chew right now. Rochester, there seems to be a few fish around, but the Oak is absolutely loaded with mature salmon. So if you want to get in on some of that action, bring your boat over here to the Oak and get out here. They're not very far from the pier heads, guys. That's it. We're out. Have a good one.